movement control order has extended again.
Yay!
Just in time because we're bald and people still can't go to the hair salons.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait to be good looking again.
but it's been easy to maintain because you don't have to
Yes, easy to maintain indeed.
you don't have to keep cutting your hair, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. How the
Minimalism.
no,
Oh, our topic's not about minimalism.
it's how I just said it.
Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, how COVID-19 has changed our lives.
Yeah, cue theme song. Dreaming of chasing mice. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
So what's going on, Suen?
Yeah.
And you know what? I notice I always begin with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never introduce you and introduce.
Yes, I'm David.
I'm Suan, and we're a married couple in Malaysia. We have not always been bald or shaved.
Yes. When did we shave our hair?
Yeah, if you want to find out more, actually we shaved for charity.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
It was just a week ago.
Oh, a week ago. How time flies.
Yeah, so if you want to find out more, watch our previous video, and I think I'll link it in the information box in this video. Today we're going to talk about how COVID-19 has changed our lives and maybe your lives too, and can relate to something. So share with us what your life has been like since the whole pandemic blew up all over the world.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah. What was the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you how has COVID-19 changed our lives or your life? Really?
I think the biggest issue is about money, right? It's about being frugal. It's about, not spending on shit that we don't need. And yeah, just being contented, I guess, with what you have, and not expecting more because the world has really gone down to the dogs.
What do you mean by that? Gone down to the dogs?
I mean, everything is just collapsing, right? You see people are losing their jobs, so the economy is tanking. We have the technology and all that, but it's just that a lot of people cannot afford things now, so they'll be homeless. They'll struggle to bring food to the table, and it's even worse for families with children because now you have added expenses and your income has been cut.
But I guess then that's why people talk about opportunities then.
Yeah, that's right.
Aren't you your upcoming workshop is about opportunities,
Yeah.
so...
But I just can't help but to feel the doom and gloom, with the forecast. But of course, what we do is, as educators, I've been trained in education. That's the one thing that will always be in demand.
I beg to differ. I would think survival would come first, and that, essentials will always come first.
That's right.
We have to be living, breathing, and be, satisfied that our basic needs are there, like food, water, shelter.
But where would that come from if it weren't for education? It's like, people are trying to survive, and one of the ways to do that, you just need to upskill yourself. And our line of education is actually about teaching people how to upskill, to learn how to move forward from where you are.
Everything you shared about was so doom and gloom, and that's, the topic is how has COVID-19 changed your lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, I'm both optimistic. I'm optimistic about certain things, and I'm also pessimistic about certain things. So that's how it has kind of changed me. Also, I think.
What do you mean it's changed you? So what were you before?
So I was overly optimistic about a lot of things, but now the reality has kind of settled in for certain things. Like I know a lot of people are going to be struggling and suffering now, and so a little bit sad about that.
So more realistic at this
Yeah, I guess I'm more realistic.
Yeah. So there's a lot of doom and gloom in the news, and I feel like how you shared about how this is going to be worse than the Great Depression and all the doom and gloom, and I guess that's why I felt like my being mindful and being present has given me a deeper, like now it's given me a deeper understanding of, like truly experiencing it, what it actually means. Because I think it's easy to talk about mindfulness and being in the present and everything's going fine. Seems like, just
Everything's going fine.
I mean, before that,
Oh.
yeah. So, but then now it's taken on a new meaning, because if you're constantly thinking like, oh, it's all gonna be doomed, it's not gonna be helpful, because then we'll just be stuck. So, I find myself often having to check in with myself and remind myself to be mindful about what's going on right now and what can I do right now in the present. And yes, there's all this information about how the future is going to be, and that's why I feel that's how I've changed, like constantly checking in with myself. And I actually found that the whole movement control thing has given me some time to develop that muscle, like the mindfulness muscle, to really constantly check in on myself. And that's how I feel. One aspect of how I feel.
I think for me, another aspect is I'm more grateful about a lot of things. Like I've got a house, shelter over my head. There's food to put on the table. Yeah, I mean, obviously our spending has changed quite a bit, but at least in terms of our survivability, we are surviving lah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said not for me in terms of spending, because I think for you're engaged with photography and things like that. So previously, you would be able to invest in gears and stuff like that. But for me, I've never really looked into that. But I like how you talked about gratefulness. Were you not grateful before all this?
I guess less grateful, because I thought, I could afford a lot of things, and
so you always wanted something better.
I wanted something better all the time. So now it's like it's an opportunity to just wake up and say, hey, cherish what you have.
And do you find that's helpful during this time?
Yeah, that's been really helpful. So I'm not always craving about the new latest toys to get or stuff like that.
And I remember you also said that somehow life is more colorful.
Now is a time, that I question myself, what is important, what is essential, what's not. And I think I'm gravitating more towards the minimalist movement, just like cutting down on things, that we don't need.
Our hair.
Yeah, well,
Just kidding.
Okay. Clothes, for example,
Do you miss your hair?
I do.
Okay.
Hair is one of those things that will always come back, right? So I'm not so concerned. But I'm talking about material goods and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel in that sense that's how life has become more colorful, because we talk about mindfulness, gratefulness, and then we realize that, hey, actually we do have enough.
And some of the things that we don't need. I think like this bed also, we are considering to get rid of it.
Yes, we are filming in our bedroom, and we are sitting on a mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
Because we are experimenting to transition into sleeping on the floor. There's a minimalist way.
And a way to cut down on things that we don't need.
Yeah.
So she's gonna go through my room, and are you gonna film it? Like,
that's a good idea.
Stuff that I hardly use.
Yeah, he has a really tough time like chucking things out,
because
and
there's just so much memories.
I'm like, you haven't seen, like you never picked it up for 10 years, over 10 years. He has
more than that.
Yeah, he has books that are falling apart at the seams, and I'm like,
no, not really.
Yes, there was. Well, now you
mainly preserved pretty well.
Well, now you have. No, I saw one book that you donated. It was a music book. And I'm like, are you seriously donating this because it's falling off at the seams? And it like took him a lot to decide to donate that book, right?
Yeah. I'm also going to be selling off stuff, like not just donate, but selling off the things that can be sold. Yeah. So even furniture now, we're going to be cutting down on our sofa as well.
Yeah. Did you know they're like, what no furniture,
Yeah,
kind of minimalist homes.
those are the extreme ones, I think.
Yeah. That's
But
that is
some
called.
of them, right, they actually really did pretty well. Like they're so artistic with their minimalist movements.
We're kind of, I think we kind of jump back and forth in terms
Yeah.
of, like, sometimes we want to be really simple, like, white and black, but then sometimes we just want
Yeah.
color. So I think we need to,
Have a balance,
decide and
Yeah.
have a balance. But
But I mean, ultimately, we ask ourselves: is this something we need? And if we don't need, then forget about it.
is it something we need or is it something we want?
Yeah.
That's true. But sometimes I feel that is a bit constraining, like saying, okay, do I need this? No, I just want it. So now I have to tell myself I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how when we transition into more plant-based diet, or if we were trying to become vegan, I feel like the concept that actually helped our mind shift that helped was, let's just eat more vegetables. And so when we eat more vegetables, then we feel like, oh, it feels good and I feel full and I don't think of meat.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we should show our viewers and listeners the pizza we made.
Oh yeah, sure. Insert clip here. Yeah, so we made vegan pizza for.
But we're not vegans, yeah. We do consume meat now and then, whenever there is just a little bit of craving.
Yeah, the pizza was only vegan because we ran out of cheese.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we love cheese on our pizza. Just saying. So we made, but he really wanted to make the pizza for his mom. So his Mother's Day gift to his mom was pizza, vegan pizza. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun to make.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of how lives has changed, and I noticed this a lot. Like everyone probably seen it on your own social media. Everyone's cooking at home,
Yeah.
doing lovely dishes. I think there were comics going around that when you first started the movement control or quarantine, you cannot cook anything.
Yeah.
Maybe boiled egg also cannot. But then now, then once the whole quarantine is over, everyone's gonna be like MasterChef.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous looking at everyone's sourdough bread because mine completely failed. Likely because I was trying to be.
Experimental.
Yeah, I used the rice flour instead of
Yeah.
proper flour. I feel that I've been a little bit more conscious about really asking what's going on with the community and how can we be better to the environment. Do you feel the same way or no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do feel like the air is way cleaner. You know, we can even see the buildings at the very far end of the
Yeah, which we never were able to before. Yeah.
on the horizon. You know, really far end.
Yeah. And I always feel like waking up, I can see the trees.
Yeah,
like
we
the
can smell the air is also way cleaner.
Yeah, we face a hill. So previously, like, I just thought, oh, there's a hill there. But now I feel like I can see the details of the trees on the hill.
Yeah.
Well, not so clear now because
Yeah, it's still quite clear.
there's a bit of a partial lift of the movement control. So it kind of indicated to me what us humans are doing to this planet. And in some ways, I do feel like it's like Mother Nature's way of saying, hey, clean up, guys.
Yeah. Clean out your shit.
And yeah, so I feel like I've been more on
Do
the.
you want to try move out of the city into somewhere quiet and more greens and all that? I mean, I guess that's what COVID-19.
Then we need more support on this channel.
Yeah, but I feel that's what COVID-19 is also like telling. I mean, like, you know, the whole.
Oh, telling you?
Yeah, like, no, just get out of the city, go into a place that is quieter. I mean, we can do most of our businesses via online, so it's not a problem. The internet has just like created so many opportunities. We don't need, and I mean, physical distancing is going to be a thing for the next few years, and people are adjusting their habits to this new realities.
In case you're wondering why we use the term physical distancing instead of social distancing, it's because he is a linguist, and the more appropriate term is actually physical distancing, because socially we do still socialize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, I've been trolling through.
You've been trolling who? You've been trolling.
I don't know. I'm like the worst troller. I can't troll people.
Yeah, you're too nice, right?
Yeah. I've been trawling through a lot of like zero waste.
Forums.
Yeah, forums.
Pages.
Yeah, I do feel like that's how it's changed me. Like I've always kind of tended toward it, but I feel like I'm doing it a little bit more now and wanting to embrace that a lot more. But of course, transitioning slowly. I don't want to get rid of stuff that is still usable.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a lot of the advice that they give as well. Like, you don't have to be like, chuck everything out. So just transition slowly.
You know what? I feel like selling off my car too.
No?
Because less liabilities to worry over. It'll be nice. And also, I dream of having my own farm and just like working there, and hopefully the farm oversees the ocean off a cliff.
Feels like our dreams have merged a little bit.
And I love the plains as well. The quiet, nice plains like the ones in Armadale and the ones in New Zealand.
Yeah,
those are really nice.
Yeah. So basically, that's how COVID-19 has changed our lives. Seems like we want to venture more into the simple.
Yeah, the simpler life.
Yeah, while having technology to help.
But actually, it's not so bad because we've started on that anyway, right? Way before this whole entire thing, pandemic kicked in.
And I feel like we always had that in mind. It's almost like the universe taps, right?
To develop more clarity, like, hey, this is the right direction that we should move into.
And I like to always say that once this whole, you always say, once this whole COVID-19 thing is over, then I'm gonna do this and that. And then to me, it's
do it now.
Yeah, I feel like this is life now.
Yeah.
And life is constantly changing, except now it's changing a lot and there's a lot of uncertainties. For me, it's like make the choices you want to in the current situation. So I like how my colleague said we do a series called Mindful Choices, and she said it's basically making your choices moment by moment. Anyway, so for us, it's about being more grateful, mindful. It's like the little things that have been amplified during this period. And tell us what has changed
in your lives.
Yeah, in your lives. And we're very curious to know. So drop it in the comments. And we'll see you next week.
Stay safe, take care, stay home.
Bye.
Bye-bye.